Hello. Support and confidence, these terms we will be studying today in terms of frequent pattern analysis. This is a quick recap. We saw what is frequent pattern analysis. It is a set of items or substructures which is occurring regularly with some regularity in data, and we can use it for recommendations, decision making, planning, etc. Now, frequent patterns like association rules, we see one example here: buying first a PC, then a camera, then a card. And such a rule can result in a recommendation or a sales promotion or some targeted campaign. But we want to identify such rules which will actually impact and give us good decisions, so that we benefit in terms of sales increase, benefit in terms of controlling accidents or network failures. So we actually want a positive output. So we want interesting or good rules or important rules. And for this, we use the terms support and confidence. So before we go on to rules, we want to identify frequent patterns. Given a set of transactions, how do we find frequent patterns? We are taking a small example from our transactional data where we have 4 transactions with 4 items. So our set is of only 4 items, and we can see that there are the transaction first T01, 3 items had been bought ABD, similarly T02 as BC, and so on. So how to start finding the frequent patterns? We take the frequency count of items in the transaction table. We have done this for single item, occurrence of A. We can see A occurs in T01 and A occurs in T03, so count of 2. B occurs in T01 and T02 and T04, so count of 3, and so on. Now we define support. Support is the number of transactions that contain the item set. So we are talking about A or B or C or D individually. So the support of A is 2. Here we are putting the absolute count. Next we'll see also what is relative count or relative support. So support of A is 2, support of B is 3. Very simple. We just took a frequency count and that is the support. This support is also sometimes just mentioned as count or the frequency or support count. These are all interchangeable names for support. So we do this for all item sets, the singletons, pairs, the set of 3 and set of 4, since we are having only 4 items. So this is the farthest we can go up to. So let us just see AB. This pair AB occurs only in T01. So the count is 1. Similarly for AC occurs only in T03. What about AD? AD occurs in T01 and T03. So count is 2. And similarly for the rest of the others, all the pairs, the count is 1. When we see 3, set of 3, ABD occurs in T01, count is 1, ACD occurs in T03, count is 1, and there is no transaction having all the items together, so ABCD count is 0. For relative support, we take the percentage over the total number of transactions. For A, the relative support will be absolute support 2 divided by the number of transactions, which is 4, so 50%. ABD, count is 1, the total number of transactions is 4, so 25%. So this is a very simple terms. Now we look into example association rule. Suppose the rule is buys A implies buys D. So buy is the predicate, because if you are having the transactions and items are being purchased, so we can talk about the rule in terms of buys A and buys D. Rules can have more predicates, can be mined at different levels, which we'll see in the next videos. So we have now here buys A implies buys D. Meaning, if a customer has purchased item A, he will likely purchase item B also. So we define in terms of the association rules, support is the probability that a transaction contains the item set AD, both items appearing on the left hand side as well as on the right hand side, AD. And what is confidence? It is the conditional probability that a transaction containing A, that is the LHS, also contains D. So these are the two definitions. Now we come back to our example, and these counts we already have done before. So consider the rule Bis A implies Bis D. So the support of the rule is 50% and the confidence is 100%. How do we get it? See, we have shown the transactions which account for this numerator of support. Denominator, of course, is all four. So AD together occur in T01 and T03. So that is how we get the count 2 here. Confidence is items containing A, out of these, those which contain D. So the denominator is actually the support of A. Support of A we have seen is 2, and we also can see here that A occurs in T01, T03, which is what I have written here. And incidentally, for this rule, D occurs in both the transactions. So the confidence is 100%. So this is clear. The confidence in the rule Bis A implies Bis D is 100% because whenever a customer has purchased A, he has also purchased D. So this is one rule. Now we come to another one. Bis B implies Bis D. Look at this one. So what about the support and confidence here? The support of this rule, the numerator 2 comes from T01, T04, B and D. Okay. T01, T04, BD. Fine. So this is 50%. Now what about the confidence? The number of transactions having B, which is the LHS, or support of B is 3, and which is the transactions are T01, T02 and T04. We have listed here. And out of these, how many have D as well? T01 has B and D. T02 does not have. So one less in the numerator, and T04 also has B and D. So the confidence of the rule B implies D, purchase of B implies purchase of D is 2 by 3, which is 66.67%. 2 by 3. So we see the rules, they will have varying support and confidence. We just saw in a small example. So what actually is the role of support? Why is it important? Because if you have very low support, means the items have appeared very less number of times in their transaction data set. Support is 2%, which means only 2 out of 100 transactions. So if you are promoting items from a low support rule, it may not be profitable. See, we are not ruling out the possibility of having low support, but that will be in specialized cases, which we'll see further with the justification or constraints. But normally we would want a minimum support, and this support is mentioned when you are identifying the rules. Okay, so but as a principle, low support rule may not be profitable. What about confidence? It measures the reliability of the inference. That is, buying of A implies buying of D. In our case, it was 100%, but buying of B implies buying of D was 66.67%, 2/3 of the time. So the higher the confidence, the more likely it is for Y to be present in transactions that contain X. So this is the logic behind the use of support and confidence. So we use these two for identifying interesting rules. So we can summarize that our objective of frequent pattern mining to be done with sufficient number of examples as a support and required confidence. This would help us achieve the desired objective. Okay, so thanks for watching. Thank you.